Brett Perigo, tonight's second place finisher. Plenty of fans here, Brett, and a solid second place finish.
Yeah, I got to shout out the Turn 2 Terror Boys over there. They're all a bunch of good guys to hang out with, talk to. I really like them.
How are you doing tonight, man?
Hey, I'm talking here. You know who you're talking to? Macho Man! I'm on my way to Monday Night Raw.
How do I want to answer the second one?
Your choice.
It's a trap.
I feel like it is. I feel like he's setting up fights in the front stretch is what he's trying to do.
Speedway. Got Devin Bourne with us.
At Keen Motorsports Shop here with Kyle Keen.
Sitting here with Sean Keen. We're going to talk a little bit about racing history.
Yep.
It is Monday, July 14th. What is going on? I am Jimmy here with Jay-Z and Christopher. We are the Turn 2 Terribles. Thank you very much for tuning in tonight. We got a great show planned for you tonight. We got both weekend winners from Central PA joining us. Billy Dietrich and Troy Wagaman will be joining us. We'll talk to them real quick, talk to them about their win, their season so far, just kind of catch up with them, talk to them about their big wins over the weekend. We'll also take a look at the week ahead. It's Kings Royals week. We're actually actively watching on the side here. High Limit, that's at Fremont right now. They're in Heat 2. Heat 1 was a menagerie, but they're getting it going.
That's a hell of a word. That's a big word.
It's a big
word.
word.
He has off to work 2 weeks, and he's using the dictionary.
That's right. I had to do some reading, I guess. And we'll also talk about what's going on around here for the weekend as we get warmed up for the Outlaws to come into PA the following week. So good show planned for you guys. We'll try to keep you guys updated on High Limit. If you're listening the next day or after we're live here, we really appreciate it. We're on Apple. We're on Spotify. We're on wherever you could get your podcasts from. Seeing those numbers are going up and up more and hearing more and more from people that listen like on their drive or at work or whatever. We really appreciate you guys. Thank you guys very much. We really appreciate you guys tuning in. JC Christopher, not Chris, Christopher tonight. You were Franklin last week. Now you're Christopher this week. How you guys doing tonight?
I'm great. Happy to be here.
Same. Excited for tonight. Excited for these two guys. There's a lot to talk about with both. So we'll try not to be too long-winded, keep their nights moving. I know Troy was either going to the shop or coming home from the shop. So we won't try to take up too much of their time, but I'm excited to talk to both of these guys and talk about their weekends.
Yeah, absolutely. So there were 2 races in Central PA this past week. Clinton County on Friday night, which was a banger, and Port Royal, which was also a banger. And Billy won on Friday at Clinton County, and Troy Wagaman got his first career win at Port Royal after Lincoln unfortunately rained out. So let's bring both of those guys in here. We're going to bring them both in. Billy and Troy, thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. How are you?
Thanks for having us.
Doing good.
All right. So I'm going to start with Billy real quick because I kind of want to lead into the end of your speed week and the beginning of Clinton County because I kind of want to talk to you about Path Valley just briefly because you had a pretty good night at Path Valley. Tell me a little bit about how that went because it was it was a little dusty and it was pretty. I think it was ended up pretty fast, high around the top, but you've been really rolling through the middle of these racetracks lately. So tell me a little bit about kind of that Path Valley, and actually, kind of honestly, the last couple of weeks you've been kind of rolling.
Yeah, so Path Valley, which I would say that for me was kind of par. I feel like every time we were there before, it was relatively the same. It's slick. They did a little track work after the heats. Yeah, the heats kind of sucked, but we didn't time trial very good, which has kind of been a bit of our problem. Troy Wagaman has no trouble time trialing at all, which is amazing. He was out dead last. That's quick time. He's a freaking superstar. And we started, I don't know, 14th, somewhere in there. And I had a good car. Drove up through there on the outside the first handful of laps. Then the track I thought was kind of changing. So moved down to the bottom half of the track and made some good moves there. And actually at the end of the race, quarter-mile track like that, it's really quick. Even when it's not wet, it's still quick. And last 19 laps went by just like that. And I thought, wow, the race is over already. And I didn't even know who won, but I could see all them cars. We were all right in the same corner. So we've been pretty good. We finally got some stuff worked out, at least when the track gets dry. And a couple weeks before that, we were good. We were hard charger to Smith race at Lincoln. Vaps race, we passed as many cars as Lance, but he finished ahead of us. We got the hard charger there, but so far so good. The last couple of weeks here, we just want to keep going.
I noticed with all of those races, even Path Valley, you seem to kind of run in places they weren't, and they weren't either the preferred lines, top or bottom. It's kind of been through the middle, off someone's right rear. Like you said, kind of the moving up, the moving down at Path Valley. How much you ran a lot of laps at Trailway over the years, and you've been to Path Valley a lot too, I think, but probably Trailway more. Did it kind of remind you a little bit of those days? Kind of where you got your start.
Not really. Trailways is more of along the lines of, I would say, somewhat similar to Clinton County because it had kind of long straightaways with somewhat tight turns. Path Valley is just very banked and a lot of momentum there. It's just for as small as it is, you carry a lot of momentum. The race is kind of fast. It kind of reminds me a little bit of how Grandview races, small track, but you carry a lot of speed through the turns when it's right. And it was nice to get back up to Path Valley. Great turnout. John does a good job with the place up there. So I'm looking forward to going back in the fall whenever the high limit comes down.
So let's get to Friday a little bit, and you've had some success at Clinton County, and I feel like there's a group of you guys in Central PA that, for whatever reason, just really do well there. It's like, a Garrett Bard. I know Jordan Givler likes it, and he was running real good. You've gotten a couple wins there now, and you were quick time last August, I think, when I was there. You were quick time. What is it about that place that just suits you?
Well, number one, it's not a horsepower track. I say that all the time, but it's just the way it is. It's motorsports. You need to have a lot of horsepower on these big tracks, and so the smaller the track, the slicker. Kind of takes a little bit of that out of the equation, and that works in our favor. And plus, we've got a pretty good slick track package up there. I kind of feel like I know where to be at on the track to make good speed and pass cars most of the time. Heat race is a little rough, but can
we talk about that?
Yeah,
Jimmy was there, and I only saw pictures of this. I missed the heat race. I saw a picture of this, and I'm like, wait a minute, was this the same night that he just won? What? Because you were airborne, you were in the air, and
Yeah.
you did that
So-
last August, and you didn't get to come back from it. So what the hell happened there?
I was passing for the lead. I thought I had enough room to get by Mike Binger, and we didn't have enough room there. We met somewhere in the middle, right rear over left front, and I'll be honest with you, when it bounced the first time, I'm familiar with that feeling. So usually the next bounce is on the wing, and it somehow it didn't. Miraculously, it leveled back off. We both kept going.
Yeah.
No harm, no foul. He made the redraw. I won the
Wow.
heat. I don't know how it happened. It probably had something to do with the weather and all the humidity kind of kept the car down on the ground.
And the tornadoes and stuff. Yeah, that makes sense.
Holy shit, there's a big flip. So we're watching the third heat. I'm sure everybody else is here too. We might have 9 people watching us, but there's a flip here, red flag in heat 3. Danny is 4th right now.
Yeah.
Under red, 6 to go. At least I'm on mine. I don't know where everybody else is.
I just
there.
want you guys to know that I was going to wear something different tonight. I was going to kind of do the Fred Durst thing since he has gray hair now. Kind of all like this. But Heather said it didn't, I flipped it around. And then it is Monday. It wouldn't be Monday without a little wrestling.
Oh no!
Oh,
Here we
boy.
go, boys.
I took it off.
No, a little mankind.
No mankind. So
Nice.
throw it out there for all the wrestling fans on Monday night.
That's awesome.
So get to this A main, and Jimmy was somehow had enough signal and was able to kind of video it for a small group of us in our Discord, and we kind of were watching, and we could see, but you couldn't really see. You start where you start, and you got the people around you that you have. You got Brock in front of you. You got Ryan Smith behind you. I mean, obviously you're confident at that racetrack. You had a good car. Kind of what's your thought as you're lining up here? Like, can you plan ahead going, okay, here's what I know I got to do? Was it just take advantage of what comes to you? Like, what was your mindset kind of starting up there?
Mindset was I wasn't worried about the actual start of the race. Not getting the lead right away really didn't play a factor. My car was good all night, so we didn't stray too far from that at all. So I just figured I was gonna 35 laps. I knew there was gonna be lap traffic. But I thought, well, I'll just let the race kind of play out the first couple laps. And I don't know what lap I even got to him there and passed him, but a lap or two into the race, I knew I was better than he was. I could make some pretty good speed, especially down 3 and 4. And 1 and 2, I could carry speed through there. And, I just had the opportunity to pass him. I passed him. And then, the rest of the race went pretty smooth. Now, we did catch lap traffic before the first caution. I just saw Ryan's nose there in 3 and 4. He kind of poked under me down there. But the bottom of 3 and 4 is just such a hard turn to make any good speed up because of the shape of the corner there. So luckily the caution came out. I had clear track then for probably the next, 8-10 laps. Lap traffic didn't really hold me up much, but they were racing pretty good side by side in front of me there. So I poked through there and got to the finish line first.
So during that, it looked like actually, like you said, you knew you were good from the start. And Brock, when he got second, then it was third, and then he was fourth. He was struggling a little bit with whatever. But then I was like, all right, Billy's kind of checked out and gone. There was a yellow or two, but every time on the restart, you were kind of gone. And then Ryan started kind of creeping in. And, he's been doing it a long time like you have. And, it very easily could have turned into a situation where second was better than first. But that line you were kind of running looked like a momentum line, if there is such a thing at Clinton County. Like you said, on the bottom versus like the middle of 3 and 4, he could make speed on entry all the way to like exit of 4. Like he was there, and then it just didn't work out. But it's been rare in Central PA that we've seen first be the advantage in lap traffic at traffic tracks. It's been tough. So you heard him down there, but did you feel pretty confident? Like, hey, unless I could absolutely kill my momentum here, I feel like I'm in good shape.
Well, I didn't. No, not necessarily, because the lap cars and Jimmy was watching, so he probably had a better perspective. The lap cars seemed to be stacked up a little bit in front of me there for a while, and there really wasn't a whole lot of room for me to maneuver. I didn't want to leave the 1 and 2. I didn't want to go to the extreme outside because I felt like maybe it was just not very clean up there. So I didn't want to lose it in lap traffic. I'll put it to you that way. In other words, I didn't want to make some kind of bonsai move just to try and lap a car and leave the door wide open. I figured, well, if nothing else, if whoever's in second is going to have to work for it to find a way around me instead of me, in a sense, opening the door wide open. So, I felt good in the open track. I feel like I probably could have pushed a little harder, but at the same time, you want to try and use a little bit of pace, if there is such a thing, to not get deep in the traffic, to avoid what you just said, second place being the place to be. But I've been on both sides of it. Like you said, back in the day, trailways, even Clinton County, before there, you're in lap traffic, and just works out being in second. You're able to go the opposite way, as we've all seen many times in sprint car racing, but which is what makes it so good.
Yep. I thought you did a great job in lap traffic there. Just enough patience, but made moves when you could. When Ryan did, for me, the way it looked like is when Ryan did catch you, there wasn't really anywhere to pass you just because there was such a gaggle up there, and you put enough cars in between you guys, and then you were able to take care of business from there. So that was just my observation.
Guys, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
No,
Jimmy.
to piggyback off what Jimmy just said, and Billy, you mentioned it. Before that caution, at one point Ryan had his nose up alongside you, and I was like, all right, he's flying on the bottom. And it's almost like you saw him there. Turn one, you kind of did run the bottom, and you ran the bottom again, and it worked. And then the caution came out, and then you restarted, and you were just gone. It's like that's. So how much do you take away from that when he shows his nose? Obviously, you're saying your thing, like you just said, but the bottom has speed, at least through entry to the middle. You're just aware of that.
I mean, in my mind, I felt like the speediest line for me was where I was.
Right.
And, the turn 3 and 4 over there in Clinton County is just really unique. Yeah, I guess maybe I did go to the bottom in 1 and 2. I don't remember. Probably lap cars might have forced me down there, but the clean track was a blessing for sure, because I never had to race with him then. He was behind me, and it was easier to be out front.
One of the topics of that night was, it kind of felt to me almost like when colleges bring in, a 5-star recruit, a little bit. They're trying to what is that?
What the heck is that? Oh,
I see mango. Just saying.
Well, just for you.
Your own point, Christopher.
But it felt a little bit like a courting session. Everybody was kind of bringing up, about bringing a Speed Week date there, and Alan Kreitzer was there, and it felt a little bit kind of like a recruiting session. How do you think Friday would have helped that cause, maybe, and how do you feel about maybe trying to get Clinton County on the Speed Week schedule?
It's just a shame that we have this broken record of conversation. Yeah. Not your fault. I mean, we talk about it every year. I'm just as guilty. My thoughts are, yes, I wish we had a Clinton County on the Speed Week. Obviously, we got Path Valley back, which is good. I feel like that change is like a needed spark. In other words,
yes,
I feel like that it made just everything was so like vibrant and like, is that the right word? I don't even know. It just was like we're going to Path Valley. It's freaking great, something different. Everybody needs a little change. I don't disagree with. I mean, Clinton County. Let's face it. I'm in almost to Maryland, so it's 2.5 hours. I don't know where Troy. I think Troy's team's in Dillsburg, so they're a little closer. A lot of these teams are even Harrisburg or North, so it's not like it's too far. Did it do them any good? I don't see how it could have hurt them. I mean,
I thought the action all night was great. It was.
I
I
thought-
mean, and that's just that's what I come to expect from that place. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
and
It's
I
just-
thought the crowd looked when we walked over for the redraw. Even before that, we were over before the races started. The crowd looked like it filled in really good. I don't know, was it completely full? I don't know.
it was
It looked pretty
full.
damn full.
Yeah.
So it would definitely be a nice change to the monotonous of what we have going on right now. So I guess it's up to Alan. I saw Brian Householder there. I saw Emily there. Took some cool pictures in Victory Lane. So I don't know. We talk about it every year. We push for it. I know Jason, the promoter up there, he's all about it, and I get it. And the product on the track's pretty damn good. So
I agree. I said that last week too when you said about the change with Path Valley. I said that last week as well. I'm like, it felt like it added. There was juice to it. There was like that Sunday date. Not that it gets Sealands Grove, but it was kind of, okay, just kind of let's just get it done with. It didn't feel that way with Path Valley. It felt like it was something new, it was something fresh. Everybody was amped up for it. See how long you keep that up for, but
yeah,
the on-track product was, was great. So I don't know how it could hurt. So.
Yeah, I agree. I talked to a couple of people, and it felt like in NASCAR, the last race before the chase, Martinsville, Daytona, it felt like a little bit of a wild card. Not that there's a lot in your hands, but there's a lot that can go wrong that might be out of your hands, and it didn't play out that way, but it very easily could have. I think for anyone, right? Anybody in the point standing, and I think it was kind of intriguing. It was a close points battle, and hell, Danny. Think about it. If Danny does his 360 and stops, that could change the whole dynamic of Speed Week versus if he kept rolling, got to do the blend.
Well, I think
right?
if he doesn't even get crashed there,
we were
another argument.
I mean, yeah, well, right. I mean, who knows, right? Like it could have changed everything, and if that was Macri, right? Like, and it could have. There was a lot of close racing. So anyway, I don't want to hold up too long. I would get to Troy here too. So Billy, looking forward, you're not a guy that wins 10 races a year, but when you do win, it looks like a party. So what's the confidence with the team? I mean, does it kind of give you a little bit of a boost? You're not a guy that like hangs your head a whole lot. You're pretty we talked about this last time you were on about, kind of that power of positive thinking and moving forward and keeping things going. And with everything last year and kind of the way it all finished and you kind of got going this year and you're kind of rolling, is it sort of like, hey, let's just get back to the racetrack, or is it a little bit of a kind of a boost to the morale of everybody?
I guess it's both, right? Everybody's excited. We won. I haven't won in almost 3 years, which really sucks, but we won. We were close to quite a few times between then and now, with the exception of last year. But like Saturday at Lincoln, I was excited to get to Lincoln just because we were pretty good there last time. Now, obviously, you never know what the conditions are going to be, whether they'll be the same or not. But yeah, we're excited to get racing. We've had all these cancellations, rainouts, what have you. So we're way down on our race count to begin with. So yeah, we're enthused to get racing. This coming weekend, we're not doing the Outlaw Grove stuff. So we're bypassing Friday night. We're going to head to Lincoln Saturday, which is I think it's kids' night or something.
Yes. Yep.
So that'll be fun. And then we're just trying to race as much as we can. We might make a trip the following week out to, since the Outlaws are at the Grove. We're like I said, we're not going to go. We might go to Tri-City Friday and then Sharon Saturday. And then we may go to Weedsport Sunday. I always thought it'd be cool to go there. The place looks fun. It's slick here again. Not a big power track. So tentatively, if we can work all the bugs out of that between now and the next couple of days, we're gonna pencil that in on the schedule. And before you know it, it will be the end of August. It'll be Labor Day.
It'll be close. Hey, we won't take up any more of your time. We love having you on, and we're gonna have you on for one of the longer ones. We try to get you on each year. Appreciate the time. Shout out some sponsors, help you out so far this year. We don't want to forget that. And we got a few requests for a yeah boy at the end, if you could.
Yeah, all the sponsors are great. I see Mitch Mitch Bodine on here, Magoo's Motorcycles, big supporter of the race, and not just my team, but he does a lot of other stuff. So shout out to him, and everybody else on the card does a great job. I know Drop of Ink Tattoo, Frank Tank, he's been involved with a lot of stuff too, and then just everybody. Orwig's Fine Finishing, Big Hill Cider Works, they do a good job. Flatwork Concrete, Snowbecker Electric, Hornbakers Landscaping, Rack Daddies. Everybody does a great job. The sponsors. I know I didn't get them all, but I appreciate each and every one of them helping us out this year. So, yeah, we can get to the track, but that's all I got. Yeah, boy.
Yeah.
Hey, there you go. Yeah, man. Hey, we appreciate it so much, dude. Love your content too, by the way. If anybody watching this isn't on Billy's YouTube channel, doesn't subscribe, go check that out. Man, I love the diversity of your content. It's not always just the race car and your recaps. Having Danny on your live, was that a live and a YouTube? I don't know how you did that, but having Danny on to kind of recap his deal in Ohio, coming into PA, and doing recapping all that was great. And some of the personal stuff, I think people really love that. And it is a change of pace for a racing page. So I appreciate it. I enjoy watching it. If y'all don't subscribe, go check out Billy's page. Help out.
Fresh content. Fresh content dropped today. I saw, right?
Oh, did it?
Heather's on it, man. She's on.
Boom. She knows. Dropped today for Sharon, right? So
yeah, drop it like it's on.
Boom. Hi, Heather.
Hey, man.
Yeah.
See you sometime here soon, buddy. Good luck.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, guys.
Take care. Congratulations again, man.
Thank you.
T. Wagaman, what's up, man?
What's up, man? I might be a little laggy. I don't know how it sounds when you're in.
It's a little fuzzy.
Don't you have Wi-Fi in the shop, or what? You got to get the antenna up.
Yeah, it's out the roof here, out my head.
Hey, man, congratulations on the Port Royal. What?
No Wi-Fi.
You said no Wi-Fi.
All right. Hey, congratulations on the Port Royal win. Did you think with 2 to go you were going to be walking away with a check for $10,000?
No, I was in shock when I came around and saw what it was blown. I was like, well, in good words, don't F this up. I don't know if I'll get another shot up here. We don't get here often, so it's definitely a little nerve-wracking the last lap.
So, yeah, I mean, you don't have a lot of laps there. You haven't had a win there yet. You haven't really led a lot of laps there yet. What the hell were you thinking under yellow about what am I going to do in this restart? I mean, how many different scenarios did you go through in your head about what your plan's going to be?
I had 2 plans. 1 and 2, I was going to rip the fence, and that went out the window, and I took off because I spun my tires, and I was like, well, I can't let him slide me down here because it's just going to open up. If he gets the moisture off of 2, I don't know if I can cross him over and beat him to 3, so I just slid myself and caught the moisture off 2. I tried to get past the bump because there's a big, like a loop section right in the center. So got just past that, hooked that, and then the bottom of the backstretch was actually pretty juiced up. I knew if I get my left rear to that first, he wasn't going to have a shot. So then I knew I was sliding myself in 3 and 4, and I was glad it was 1 lap, not 2.
Yeah, I wasn't sure when you slid yourself in 1 and 2, and I'm like, okay, now he can keep the momentum. He's going. And then he did it in 3 and 4 again, and I was like, man, if Brock risks the top of both ends, we're going to have a drag race to the finish. And it worked out. So I can't second guess it because you know what the hell you're doing. You got to the lead, you passed cars to get there. So I was just like, man, like Brock's a track champion there. He's won races there. He's hungry for a damn win, and you're that guy going, shit. How do I figure out how to get back here first? So. Yeah. Congratulations again. And obviously you had a good race car. And how much of a decision was it when Lincoln, you're sitting in the parking lot at Lincoln, if you were, did you guys have much of a conversation or was, hey, we're going? Was it quick?
We talked about it Thursday. Port didn't look like any rain and Lincoln looked like 50-50. So we had stuff already prepared, and we actually only got to Lattimore and we turned around and came back. So it wasn't too bad because we actually made it there. We did a bar change and a gear change, and we did the headers and wing here, and we probably only had 20 minutes tops before we were pushing out for heating the motor. So it was tight. and if anyone was at Lincoln, it was probably even tighter yet.
Yeah, I had to help the 53 Alex Attard, his team. They pulled in while you guys were going like getting pushed out for heating the motor, and there was a line around the pits, and they were trying to get over to the 410 side, make a left. They came into that top entrance and try to make a left
Oh yeah.
against traffic, and they just sat there. I'm like, there was a bunch of cones up like on the other side, and I was like, here, just pull in there, and like they were backing the car out while you guys were going out for heating the motor,
Yeah.
like, and they
It's
still came
definitely
out
tight.
late. So yeah. So the track was kind of unique again, at least from
Yeah.
where I was standing. Okay. So if anybody saw a couple pictures, you were watching this on TV, there was a strip around like entry to one to about the 30, like almost halfway through corner one on the bottom. It looked like it hadn't been prepped in a year. It was peeling up. It was rock hard, blowing dust in hot laps. Everybody thought the whole place was dusty, but you went out in the heat, came back, and got into a chat we're in and said I was wide open the whole heat race.
Yeah, it was.
Even standing where I was standing, it did not look heavy enough for you guys to be wide open. It didn't look like dark. Was it dirty, but was it enough momentum? Was it enough? Like, what do you think? Because did it say, hey, no, that's heavy Port Royal?
No, it was especially 3 and 4 center up was really wet, and then the bottom half was hard. I don't know if it's true. I heard they were trying to get it on the fence, be like old school, like slick to the wall type thing, not so much a bottom like it's been. And I think they just made the top a little too juicy, where it kind of made it one lane dimensional most of the night, like it was slide or die, because it was just literally slick to a ton of moisture. So it was really tough to pass until like 10 to go in the feature. You could finally start sliding people with ease without being like, oh, I'm going to destroy them. Because it was so slick below it, it was really hard to gauge a slider because you were carrying so much speed around the top. So it finally got pretty good there late in the race.
So you started sixth, is that
Fifth.
right? Fifth, and you got the second before the tire. So, from where I was sitting, it took a while to get by those cars. So what was it kind of like trying to pass those cars? And you got to some lap traffic, but everybody was pretty fast. So was it mistakes that got you there, or was it, hey, was it a slider and you had to force them to do something different?
Whittle got me right on the start. I think he started 8th. He like went through the middle and was already in front of me, and he picked him off pretty quick. Like he was second when I was still 6th, I think. And I forget who I passed first. I think it was Bard. Me and him slid each other like 6 times. Like it was like dog eat dog. And then Carkland got caught hanging in 2. I drag raced him to 3, cleared him, and then I think I got to Smith, passed him, and that's when I was in second or something. There was one more in there too, but it was kind of mistakes on their part, just hanging or sitting in the middle that I could get a run. And then Bard, I had to like throw a bomb on originally. We were just all running the top. I had to go, and then we got racing for a while, and the Carkland mistake. So kind of both, but it was hard. Like unless you had a perfect slider, they were cutting underneath because you could carry so much momentum around the top.
So, kind of chats we've had, you're in some group chats and different things with us. And, like, you almost have talked yourself into running hard at Port Royal a little bit when you haven't done it a lot. And when you're throwing a bomb in a feature on a guy who has a lot of laps at Port Royal on a heavy racetrack, do you have to talk yourself into that? Or you're saying, I'm going to do this and see what happens on the other side? Like, you don't have a lot of practice at it. And like you said, it's hard to do. It's fast. And you're going, if I'm going to pass him, this is my only chance to do it this way. I mean, like, what do you have to talk yourself into that a little bit?
Yeah, the original one with Bard, I was like, I gotta go, and then it kind of came easier as you went. You kind of got the feel for it, like what was gonna work, because it's like they're not gonna like Carkland rips the top there pretty well. It's like, man, I don't want to ballpark him out of the park if I miss judges, because like not that I don't know what I'm doing, but don't have many laps and the track's wide and it's fast, but it almost was like a blink and it was over. You just kind of feel it happens. Like it's just, if you know what you're doing, you figure it out. And it's not always perfect, but like I told the guys, I didn't run a perfect race, but I felt like I ran a second place race and just kind of worked out. And we went home with the money, so it was all good.
Yeah. So second $10,000 plus win on the season, and it turns out to be an oddball winnings over 10 grand, 10,119 and 10,022.
Yeah.
I want to say.
Yeah.
So I don't know what it is about these 10,000 and oddball numbers at the end. Take it. And You hit the over for me, so thank you.
Yeah.
You hit the over for all of us.
Yeah, we all
we
went
all
with
hit the
I,
over. Thank you.
I set the line at the number I made, and you hit the over. So thank you, appreciate it. Now you did steal it from Justin in a way. You didn't steal it, but I have him on my bold take to win the port title, and I had him at over of like 4 wins plus. So I kind of needed that one too, but we'll take this one. So either way, I won. We all win on this one.
So basically, what I'm hearing is if the Tusky 50 pays 50,000, like $27, Troy's going to win it.
Yeah.
Someone's got to put that $27 up.
I'll do it.
We can do that.
We know some people. I have $9. You got $9?
That'd be pretty badass. That's definitely one I want to win, and not having them being faster there now kind of gives me a little more confidence going in.
I mean, you've been faster all year.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, just think back to like a couple years ago, Troy. You said whatever you didn't want to go there. This year, every time you've gone there, you've ran well.
Yeah, we've been really good, honestly, since the Tusky last year. It didn't rubber up the first night. I think we ran 9th, and the second night we had to run the B because the format. I was too good. I started third in the heat, and then he took 3, and sucked starting on the inside up there. It's kind of like a flat where you kind of get stuck in the gully if you start 3rd or 5th. So we ran 4th, had to run the B, won the B, and we went like 24th to 18th, and then it rubbered up. But we were really good in the B. I think we lapped like 8 cars and dominated it. So it was like, all right, we're good, and then just didn't work out. But I feel like we had speed really every time we go there. So it's really big for the confidence standpoint. I feel good. I can run the bottom, middle, the top, slider. It doesn't matter. So definitely a confidence booster, and I think we can win there in the big races.
Want to kind of circle back a little bit to the end of your speed week because it kind of the opposite of Billy's a little bit. Now he didn't run them all, but you guys really ran into some troubles the last couple nights. So good to go for what's coming up. There's a lot of big racing coming up and a lot of big races coming up. Some Williams Grove stuff. It takes some motor to do it, right? We got the World of Outlaws coming into town. So as far as the program goes, you guys ready to go and prepped enough that you'll make it through that, hopefully?
Yeah, we're good. Luckily, none of the problems were big. So one was a mag, and the other 2 were a couple little issues. So the car we ran Saturday was actually a brand new car completely. So that was pretty cool. Get a win right off the bat. I think we're like 3 for 4 on new cars. Anytime we have a new car, we win. So as Mike said, I guess he has to buy new cars for every race now. So
I don't
know
if Mike signed off on that.
Yeah, but at least the owner said it, not you. So
Yeah,
we're okay with that.
Yeah, we're good, and we're going back to our other car that we ran in the Grove on Friday night last week with. We were really good, and felt like I blew a race that we should have won, and passed a lot of good cars, and I feel confident in that too.
I was gonna say,
no,
it hasn't changed. Troy's leading the points at both Williams Grove and Lincoln, correct?
Yes.
No pressure. Don't fuck it up, Troy.
Yeah, none at all. None.
Is that
You're an
something
iRacing Cup winner. It's fine.
Oh yeah,
you're good.
Is that something you're focused on? Because sometimes with drivers, it's like I don't really focus on that. Some people and a couple do want that. Is that something you're? I mean,
there's certain things like if we're good, I could care less. I'm going for the win. But if you got a 5th place car, just finish 5th. There's nothing more you're gonna do. Like run the piss out of it, run 5th, get out what you can. Sometimes you got to block, and that's the only time points racing really comes out. Is you're not good, like it just is what it is. Get what you can get, and don't lose 5 spots. You know what I mean?
Right.
One thing that I wanted to ask, and I could have asked Billy or you, and I had it on my brain today. I've been thinking about it. We're in July. Have you noticed as the driver in the seat, this going back to this wicker bill, this little bit bigger wicker bill on top? Have you noticed anything? Is there any takeaways you can go and say, yeah, the racing's been better, it's been worse? No, whatever. Like I'm not looking for any answer here. Have you noticed a change? Does it suit you better? Or you hate it? Where do you stand with that as we're kind of halfway through?
Well, when we had the 2 inches, I was only in the car for like a half a year, and I think we won 3 races in like 3 months and a lot of seconds, and I was really good. Last year we kind of struggled, ups and downs, and this year I think we've had some problems, but we've been really fast. So we're kind of met in the middle, so maybe it suits me more. But I think the racing this year is honestly being really good everywhere. I mean, you can have some bad heat races here and there, but like Lincoln's had some bangers. Grove's had the most bangers they've had in a long time.
Yep.
Port Royal's been good. Like, you can't really knock a feature lately. Lincoln, I think, laid rubber one time in Speed Week, and really,
That
other
was
than that,
understandable too. They were
they
up against it.
didn't have time to rework the track with the rain and everything, and it was what it was. But the heat races were bangers. Like, it was just normally you get a good feature or good heat races. It's hard to get both.
Yeah.
Right. Very much. I've said that many times. Like, and if I'm going to see some not great heat races and they have a good feature, I'm taking the feature every time, 10 out of 10 times. Right. That's what we show.
For sure.
We paid our money to see features. We didn't pay our money to go see heat races. Like, yeah, we get them, but you know, when I knew the heat races at Lincoln when it rubbered down, when those heat races were pretty good, I knew we were in trouble for the feature because it probably wasn't going to be able to recover. Like,
I think the prime example of that was I-55 this year. I think had like the best heat races I've ever seen in my life, and the feature was absolutely god awful.
Yeah.
It's tough. No doubt about that. So let me ask you go back a little bit further because Matt Bird just put in the chat the whole Port Royal fuel cell, running out of fuel that Wednesday night. I mean, you're a driver, you're in this, you're a smart guy, you know what's going on. Give me your take. Now, there was a lot of things that they ended up changing their rule book. I think that everybody learned from it. Give me your take on, was the air good enough to be burning a gallon a lap? And if it was on a 30-lap feature, no one had enough fuel at all. So why wouldn't we just stop at Brock's Red? Give me your thoughts. Not just me, but what are your thoughts with that whole thing now that we've had time to kind of reflect?
I definitely think it was a big learning experience because, like you said, that was a gray area in there. But like, it's gonna be so hard to have people all convert to 33 gallons. Like, there's not enough manufacturing. It's a lot of money just to have. It's gonna put a lot of people out of business to just switch like that. You can't just do that. So if that's gonna be something you're gonna do, you got to give it a 2-year, 3-year plan for people to get there because that's a big change. I mean, you're talking $4,000 or $5,000 change. You can't just do it in the blink of an eye. And a lot of the tracks at the drivers' meetings have knocked it back from like the big, like Port's normally 55 and the Grove's normally 55 laps, caution and yellow. They knocked it back to 50. So that's why you've seen like Mitch Smith they told us the drivers' meeting, if there's a caution after lap 5, we're going red. Like, it's going to be a fuel stop. Like, just being smart with the air and everything like that. So they're doing the right things to make sure we're good because just is what it is now. These things are just drinking. So unless we do the rule change to a 33 gallon, which is almost impossible, tracks are just stuck in us. There's no right answer.
Well, wouldn't the right answer be an idiot, but wouldn't the right answer be the tracks redesign their lap counters off a 28-gallon tank than a 33 then?
Which I think is what they did by backing it off some laps because, you know what I mean? Like, we never had a problem before. It's always been 55 laps, but things change and evolve. So a lot of them have backed it down to 50 laps on the big half miles. I forget I think Lincoln's 65, but I forget. But a lot of tracks are backing it off 5 laps.
And
Chris, Jimmy, yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, so that 50. That's interesting take there. So I was watching a race from Port Royal. I think it was in 1985. It's in our posse Discord. They had a fuel stop, and they said back in 1985 was a 55 lap was the number. So it's kind of crazy that lap number hasn't changed. Exactly. And I'm looking at the tanks on those sprint cars as it's a Kaufman Hamilton versus Wolfgang Weichert in their prime at Port Royal. Big ass tanks, small ass wings, and they had a fuel stop, and they were like, oh, the lap count was 55. That's 1985, 86, right? Like that's kind of crazy that's still. And looking at the tanks on the video, it looks like a Silver Crown tank. Yeah. Honestly,
it's crazy, and a lot of things need to evolve, I think, and they're slowly getting there. It's tough to make big changes right away.
Right. I did want to go back to one. This is from Derek Howe. When you were talking about when you're getting ready to go to Port, he said wing change ? What?
Oh, we just run a drop board at Port or at Lincoln. We run it up higher on the right side.
There you go. Trying to.
Don't worry, it kind of sucks because you can't see shit, but.
If you can't see it, you didn't hit it, so you're good.
Matt Bird asked, World of Outlaws next weekend. Are you ready?
I'm ready. I think we're time trialing like a son of a bitch right now. So as long as we can do that, just got to win our heat race and go from there. I felt really confident time trialing, and the rest, I think, as good as we were at the Mitch Smith, I think we'll be fine. I was talking to somebody the other day. I was like, I really think there's like 5 guys around here that are really good that I think can win. So I think we'll be good.
Well, Jimmy, Chris, any other fan questions? Anything we missed? We'll get him out of here.
Yeah, Jimmy, get your fan questions in. I'm good.
I think we got them all, honestly.
All right, hey, go win some more races, man. Keep racking up the money. Keep the merch coming, dude. Hopefully you're selling a lot of it, and that's working out for you. You know, and keeping this whole deal going. So congratulations again, another big win. We all hit the over. Thank you for making us look smart. We don't
when
do
you
that
win the
very
National
often.
Open, we're probably going to burn the whole place down.
The whole place is getting burned.
Oh, the $75,069 to win National Open because he doesn't win round numbers, boys.
Yep, no round numbers.
Hey, good luck, man. We'll see you soon.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Troy. Troy Wagaman. Thank you, Troy. Thank you, Billy, for joining us tonight, talking about their wins and everything. Ryan Smith said, hard to fit 4 kings in one broadcast, but you guys figured it out. Bravo. Thank you. I'm sure
you had you two, Billy, and Troy.
Yeah, definitely wasn't talking about you, Chris. That's
definitely not. Ryan hates me.
Maddie says for Troy, new merch coming this week at the Grove, so keep an eye out on that.
And for those wondering, Maddie lost a foot race, so if you wanted James McFadden autograph, just have Maddie go foot race somebody. You'll get it. That was Matthew, by the way. Matthew and Steph.
Sean Keen giving us a little bit more insight on this on the fuel cell thing. Key Motorsports has 3 28-gallon tanks and 1 30-gallon. If we have to go to 33-gallon, there is only one manufacturer, kind of like what Troy was saying. Plus, to go to the 33-gallon tank, you have to change all 4 mounting points on the chassis. So that gets, with 3 chassis and everything, like that all starts to add up. So kind of just illustrating a little bit more what Troy was talking about there with the fuel cells there.
Ask Ryan Smith a question. Where's Christopher fall in that ranking, shithead?
It's not a real thing.
It's not a real thing. All right, let's go review.
It's real to me.
It's real to me, damn it. Let's start with Friday. We'll go back in time here. Get my cat out of here. Friday night, Clinton County Speedway. We were just talking about if there's good heat races, it's usually not a good feature the other way around. Clinton County had it all on Friday. 3 out of those 4 heat races were awesome. Wheel-to-wheel, battle for the lead. And then the feature was awesome. You know, you get in the lap traffic. Ryan Smith's right on Billy's tail tank. Billy did what he needed to do through lap traffic and then got some clean track ahead of him. So rundown here from Clinton County goes Billy with the win, then Ryan Smith and Lucas Wolf rounding out your podium. Brock Zierfoss, Logan Rumsey, Jonathan Preston, Derek Hauk, plus 16 from the B main from 23rd to 7th. Mark Smith, Chris Frank with the top 10, and Cam Smith also B main winner with a top 10. Brock Zierfoss was your overall quick time, and your heat race winners were Zierfoss, Dietrich, Wolf, Bard, and then and Cam Smith won your B main. So this was a fun ass race. It was getting me amped. Every lap out there was getting amped up. We had a little bit of like and nobody left. It was funny. You could see rain coming along the mountains in the back. We got rain for maybe 2 minutes, and it was enough to make the track wet. Don't get me wrong, but it didn't back us up at all. You could see the storms and lightning all over the place as they're doing time trials, and it just held off over the track, and turned out to be a beautiful night. They got about 2/10 away. I think Zierfoss got 2/10 away from Billy's track record in time trials. But three guys I already shouted out. 2 of them was obviously Billy, Derek Hauk with an impressive run from 23rd to 7th. Also, Jordan Givler, him and Brock Zierfoss. If you go to our Facebook page, I posted the video of them battling, like sliders back and forth, banging wheels. Like that's, and the one with Billy in Heat 2 with him and Bittinger was kind of the same way. They were sliding each other a little bit and running side by side. But that Jordan Givler in that 2D looked really, really good. He was, and he'll probably be my dump it later. Spoiler alert, but he was running 4th place the entire race until 2 to go, until his, I think he had something go on wrong in the rear.
Left rear.
Left rear. Just freak thing. Shitty luck. Just really shitty luck. You know what I mean? Because he had a top 5. He looked good. He was right there in the mix with all those guys. And him and Zierfoss going, like, that was one of the best battles I've seen for a lead all year. Was between him and Brock in that first heat. So, what were your thoughts from looking at this rundown?
I mean, I love it. I mean, I love obviously Billy winning. Clinton County is special to me. Like I enjoy that track, and it's cool to see more of our Central PA guys going up there and joining Billy. Like Chad Trout's there. There's other guys. I got to watch that battle. Jordan, I love watching Jordan just lay it all out there with Brock in the heat, and that's cool. I love that for Jordan and Dakota and that team. Their speed week didn't go necessarily how they wanted, but they found something, right? Billy taking the lead and Ryan Smith being there, and you love to see it. That track's so cool. I have no complaints. And when Billy wins, that place went nuts. I could hear it.
Yeah.
That was crazy. He's a fan favorite there, and we know why. We know how good of a guy Billy is, and he gets to win, and honestly, it's awesome. I think if we want to go back, I think I picked him to win twice this year, so he's got some work to do. But yeah, I love it.
Yeah, so kind of looking over this rundown, and like you said, a lot of guys went up and supported it. $7,500 to win on a Friday night at a track we go to twice helps a lot, right? They could stay home. Guys that weren't traveling, I mean, I could take this field and say this was even though we had like 50 cars in August last year, this was a stronger quality field than that one. Not to take away from that one, but like Ryan Smith and Lucas Wolf and Brock, Rumsey with another year experience, right? Not that it's a whole year, but like this is a really strong field, and $7,500. Clinton County probably didn't have to do $7,500, right?
Nope.
But the fact that they did, they drew the cars, they drew the fans. Hopefully they made out and they put on a hell of a show. And yeah, feel awful for the 2D team. They put the whole night together. They had a good draw. They timed well, did great in their heat, running up front, running with the best of Central PA, and just some shit luck, right? But yeah, Derek Houck stands out there, right? Imagine if he started 10th, he'd have finished like -7th. He passed everybody, it looks like. So he probably passed cars he started around and when he lapped some of them, potentially. Like, that's pretty wild, right? He passed them at the start and maybe lapped some of those cars because he started so far back. So just super cool. I mean, I think this place continues to get the wins. And yeah, I think everybody's like, yeah, we want more of it. But I think it's perfect because you can overdo it, right? I think it can be overdone. And I don't know if that's a track that wants to be a Sealands Grove and a BAPS that has 11 shows, right? 410s. I don't think they want to do that. And I think what they got going is a great thing. And if you're on this and watching this and you heard about Clinton County, you saw the rundown and you've never been there, you got to go see it. Make the time to go see it. 305s race really well there. Like 305s compete with these cars. They're not that far off the pace when it's slow and slick. Hell, we saw 305 do really well. So go see a 305 race up there. Anything wing up there, I think you'll really like it. So good stuff all around.
I agree with you. Like 2 or 3 races I'll take. I'm kind of the same way with Path Valley. Give me 2 or 3, but make them big. You know what I mean? Make them big shows like they are doing, and get get the good cars to come up, because I'm telling you, I mean, this proved it. You know what I mean? You got a lot of 410 guys came up, like probably more than in a long time. So, yeah, I agree though. You know, keep a good thing a good thing. Don't beat it to death. Don't NASCAR the shit out of it and kill it. And you know what I mean? But I think, you know, I'm on the team of getting it a Speed Week date somehow. You know, I know they don't have an easy job, and, you know, we don't need to go and rehash all that again. But, you know, I think, like I said, make them big dates. Maybe they get like an All-Star date or something next year. Who knows? But either way, the 2 shows that they have now are great. I love it.
Do you think Clinton County could end up on like a Western PA Speed Week? Is it too far east?
I think it's too far east. Yeah, I mean, I
It'd
get
be
it.
perfect
It's,
for
for
that.
you guys, it's pretty far north, but I mean, it's not that far away from Selinsgrove. I mean, it only takes me 45 minutes to get there, and I'm about a half an hour away from Selinsgrove. Now, obviously, it's more north, but I mean, just got to get yourself to 80, and it's right off of 80. It's right there off the interstate. It's very easy to get to. It's just I know I get it for you guys down that way, but for me, selfishly, I mean, I got to drive an hour and a half, 2 hours to every track. So you guys could do it 3 or 4 times a year. Give your nuts a tug and get up.
Listen, I'm probably even more of an exception than most fans living in that central PA area, Mechanicsburg, Harrisburg, North York, Southern, you know, whatever, Dauphin County. I'm in Southern York County, so it's like 2.5 hours. Like it's more than the Port Royal haul that I'm like, God damn, Port Royal, after freaking leaving Port Royal 11:30, I'm like, I'm dragging ass 1 a.m. getting home, you know, a normal night. So, but yeah, no, like, and listen, I wanted to go and I had plans to go, but I had to leave my house at 4:30 on Friday to get there for hot laps. Like, that was a little excessive, right? Like, on a Friday night, like on a Saturday, get some shit done. Yeah, that's great, but like it just didn't work on a Friday for me. But doesn't sound like they missed my ticket. So they had a great crowd, it looks like. So yeah, just good stuff all around.
Yeah, and in August, weekend of Knoxville Nationals, they'll have a Saturday night race, which I think is 6,300 to win, the Walter Classic. So go check that out if you get a chance. You know, there's going to be no other races in the area that weekend, yeah, it's an awesome place, and it puts on some of the best racing you'll see. Let's take a trip to Port Royal on Saturday then. Unfortunately, Lincoln rained out by having just a little cell sit on the track for, what was it, like a half hour, 45 minutes or so. And it looked like today. I mean, I'm sure a lot of you guys were dealing with the rain today. It looked a lot like today on the track. Like saw some pictures, just, it looked flooded, absolutely flooded.
It was bad.
They were never going to get it worked in, especially with how humid and everything it was, and they made the right call. You know, it sucks for them, it really does. But Port Royal kind of reaps the benefits here by having better weather, and Troy Wagaman, last minute decision, go up there. I think he was probably the only guy that was going to run Lincoln to make that trip. Was there any other Lincoln guys there?
Alex Attard, because they got there super late. I think they came up. Yeah. So maybe Samuel Miller. Maybe, I don't know what their plans were. He was up there, but not a whole lot. You know, I don't think there was a whole lot that just, you know, changed course and went.
But obviously Troy gets the win here after starting 5th. Brock Zierfoss gets 2nd. Mark Smith in the Keen 53, P3. Jake Karklin, after starting on the pole, finishes 4th, and Garrett Bard rounds out the top 5. Then it's Mike Wagner, Lucas Wolf, Logan Wagner, Mike Walter, and Gerard McIntyre rounding out your top 10. Karklin, Zierfoss, and Troy were the 3 heat race winners. Your B-main winner was Cody Lehman. And your hard charger from 21st to 12th after a scary incident during Speed Week, Blaine Heimbach. Great to see him out there, hard charging up there, finishes 12th. Good run for him. But, man, I was very confused on I remember I saw I was not at the track. I had a graduation party to go to, but I saw your first picture that you did, and it was so dusty in hot laps. I'm like, that doesn't seem like Port Royal. And then I got home and I started watching the feature. I'm like, it's only dusty in like that one section on the entry to one, and then everything else looked like normal Port Royal. It was very strange, just kind of how it goes sometimes. But it made for. I only really saw the feature. It looked racy as hell.
Yeah, so I didn't do the track any favors by posting that picture because it wasn't what the whole racetrack was. But there was guys running through it and they were kicking that up. And I was like, that's a cool picture. That was really what I was like, hey, hot laps are here. This is unique, right? But it was wide open. 3 and 4 when I walked, I was at 3 and 4 for hot laps. Wide open, as heavy and hard as they could go. I went down to 1 and 2 and I'm like, we're in the same state? Did we just enter Port Royal in Ohio? Like, what are we doing here? It was a 2 different deal. And you know, some of the hot laps of 305 guys were running down in there. But as the night went on, less and less guys went down there. I mean, it kind of did, but it cleaned off and it wasn't as dusty, but it was fast. The rest of the racetrack was really, really fast. So kind of like what Troy talked about. So great race from the drop of the green. Oh, excuse me. From the drop of the green, 53 took the lead right off the jump, and I thought maybe it was going to get called back potentially, but it didn't. And Mark led a bunch of laps there until Justin got there, and Justin was an absolute rocket ship. I could see it visibly in turn 1. His car flashed. I'm gonna exit at 2, looking across back over to entry to 1, right? And his car, when you see him come by, cars would come by, and all of a sudden it was just white flash. And he was just, his entry speed into 1 was just unbelievable. And he was on kill, like Troy said. Troy started 5th, Justin started 8th, and he was passing him in turn 1 of lap 1. From like just on kill. And he had almost an 8-second lead when the tire let go.
Yeah, Flow Racing called it an 8.5-second lead. That's gut wrenching.
Nobody's going to make Troy feel bad for walking away with a $10,000 win. But I'm telling you, Troy was good. It was good for. He was second place. He felt like Chase Briscoe at Sonoma yesterday. Second place. He was the best cup car out there, and there was a rocket ship on in the front. Like that's what this was until 1 to go, and it was turn 1 of the white flag. So, listen, I'm not going to take anything away from Troy, and he's not going to feel bad for it for a second. But the other side story I was a little low key rooting for here was Jake Carklin. He was in that top 3 battle. And I'm like, first time Central PA winner. We just talked about it last week.
Yep.
We're there. I'm there. We got to get it done. So, good run for him. Mike Wagner passed some cars. Garrett Bard was very competitive. But I got to tell you, man, like Troy winning, that's great. Brock, 2 good runs, right? Back-to-back nights for him. But Mark Smith in that Keen 53.
Yeah.
It looks like a race car, and I love those guys. We're obviously super close with the Keen, and I followed Kyle's journey from the literally practice 1 in a 305, and putting Mark in the car was the best thing they could do for this program in the short term. To say, hey, he knows feel of a race car. Mark is obviously driven everything.
Right.
He's won a lot of races. He knows what he wants to feel. They get this program going in the right direction and really making strides for when Kyle gets back in. And now he can go, oh, this is what I should be feeling, right? And I've talked to Kyle a lot about this, and we've talked to a lot of young guys. You don't know what you don't know. You don't know what's wrong. How can you say, is it me? Is it the car? How do I even give you a direction to go, right? So after Williams Grove, the Mitch Smith night, they made wholesale changes for the next day at Port and had a good night. They blew up, unfortunately. Come back, make progress. They get a podium. First podium for this Kyle Keen Motorsports team. Super proud of them. They're thrilled about it. I think I read today they're going to put Mark in it again this weekend. Just kind of continue building on this. And, you know, they got to get a notebook. Different track states, slick, heavy, wide, bottom, top. There's a lot of homework to be done yet. But, you know, super, super happy for those guys for sure. But yeah, good night all around.
Yeah, it felt absolutely horrible for Justin Whittle. You saw him get out of the car, and he was just beside himself. And so was I. I mean, I was torn because it's like, oh, cool, good for Troy. You know what I mean? But Man, Justin was so good. He was, like you said, he was 8 seconds out. He was just in another zip code all on his own, and he's been so close to winning some this year, and he really thought finally he's going to knock it off, and just unfortunate for him. But we know that there's speed in that car, and he's going to get one soon. I mean, it could be this weekend for all we know.
Right. We talked about it last week, the duel with him and Lance, and they both have trouble. So I guess the silver lining for Justin Whittle is at least he didn't lose on Lance.
Right. We're going to get into those points here. Yeah.
But we know Justin's fast, and Justin's such a good guy. And it's just kind of like we talked about, I think we said, 4 wins, and he's still at 0. And it's shit like this that he can't control.
Yeah.
That is why he's at 0. And it's unfortunate. But the speed's there, and if he strikes, I can tell you this: if he strikes a test score of 50, we ain't gonna be thinking about this. Well, we might be. He won't be for the next 2 years if he strikes the test score of 50, and I think that's a very real opportunity there. He's always run well in that event, and it's unfortunate. Like heartbreak. What are you gonna do? Like it's just.
It's just one of those things. That's how racing goes.
And he has 0 idea he's 8.5 seconds ahead. He knows he has a big lead. He doesn't know it's that big. And I don't think it matters. The tire go boom. Like, what are you going to do?
Just quick update here. High limit. You got Cole Macedo, Dason Pursley, Brad Sweet, Kyle Larson, Sean Rahal, Tyler Courtney, Cy Lynch, and is that Lee Jacobs in the 8?
Right.
In 8th there. That's your finishing order for the dash. Actually, it looked like Jacob just got around Cy Lynch there right at the end. So... Cole Macedo and Dason Pursley. Trey Jacobs, sorry.
Yeah.
Cole Macedo and Dason Pursley, though, will be on your front row with Brad Sweet and Kyle Larson right behind them for this feature coming up at Fremont.
Hell of a night for Pursley so far. That's awesome for him. He needed that.
He's been running, and we talked about this last week when we were going over our bold predictions, and I said he was going to win 5 races this year, and I'm like, like around Lucas Oil and everything, he showed some speed, and a little bit before that, and him starting outside here, it's encouraging going forward.
Real quick before you move on, somebody said Mark Smith drove the King car 2003-ish. Who was that?
Matt Moore says that.
That's got to be true, and I'm going to look through my notebook tonight because I think I have hero cards of that event happening. So that's what I'm going to do before next week's show.
Okay.
I never even remembered it until now. Thank you, Matt Moore, for that.
Also, shout out Matt Bird. Brought it home P3 Saturday at Penns Creek Raceway Park. Good job for him. Good job. Talking about Port Royal points here. So, although it sucked for Whittle, Lance also pulled off earlier in that feature at Port Royal. And really, I mean, that if Justin would win, I mean, he's going to have a huge, relatively huge lead. But that doesn't happen. So, but he does break the tie with Lance. 15 points on Lance, and now it's Logan Wagner and Brock Zierfoss tied for 3rd, 70 points behind. So that just got tighter and tighter there with everything. So it's really going to be interesting here the next few weeks watching that shake out. But at least a silver lining maybe for Whittle that he, retains the points lead and breaks. He's the points leader. You know what I mean?
But that point battle is,
yeah,
that's not the two guys. I mean, Logan Wagner has been the guy there historically. 5 out of the last 6. I don't know how many years it's been.
It's been a Wagner for the past since Zierfoss won it.
And those guys, 70's a little not comfortable, especially when Lance is 15. So I mean, Justin, they're gonna earn it, and that's what we called preseason. And it makes this. We called preseason. We called this like they were gonna. This is the title you had to earn.
Right.
I think Brock is going to Eldora.
Brock is going to Eldora. I'm pretty sure he's on Knoxville's list too. So he'll. I mean, they don't run.
They race,
but they run this Saturday during Kings Royal. So, so he'll miss one. So he'll kind of put himself out of it. But either way, you got Logan Wagner. starting to find his stride a little bit. He's been running between 5th and 10th usually. Did get a win not too long ago. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting one to watch. Sean Keane, Mark Smith drove my car in 2003. Barry Jackson was crew chief, and he won 5 races.
And I
So there you go.
know for a fact I have those hero cards, and I'm going to dig them up for next week.
It's just one of those things like I talked about last week, Mike. Lance Deweese battling for a points title at Port Royal in 2025. Who would have thought that Mark Smith would be back in the Keene 53 in 2025? You know what I mean?
22 years later.
You know what I mean? It's crazy. It's cool how things come around like that. All right, let's take a look at this weekend here before the feature here for High Limit. Starting Friday, Outlaw tune-up at Williams Grove, plus the 358 Summer Series. You're going to have 3 features here. Hopefully we finally get this one in. Obviously, it's going to be a full Outlaw show, basically, mock Outlaw show. You'll have time trials. It'll be the Outlaw format for the 410s, and then a full Summer Series event for the 358s, and then the Dirty Deeds 25 makeup feature will also run. So you'll get 3 features, $25 to get in. You could also catch it on Dirt Vision. Should be a good night of racing.
I saw 358s on the schedule, so it looks at the weather. Don't worry about it.
Yeah,
Get the racetrack.
Don't look at it yet. Port Royal. Speaking of the 358s, 358s making their return to Port Royal on Saturday. 410s, past 305 sprints, and 358 sprints. All 3 divisions running at Port Royal on Saturday night. $20 to get in. It is also first responders night. So if you are a first responder, first 100 to get in for free with a valid ID. After that, it's only $10 with a valid ID for a first responder. So if you are a first responder, go have a good time. Otherwise, it's $20 to get in. They could have 100 to 120 cars here on Saturday night if the weather's good. I think. The 305s always get like 45, 50 cars. You'll probably have about 25 to 30 410s, maybe. You're going to lose a couple to Eldora, but not that many. And then 358s, who knows? You know what I mean? There could be 28 of them, 25 of them, or there could be 35 of them, 40 of them. Who knows? We'll see. It'll depend. And
Currently, there's no rain for Port Royal on Saturday.
And
the
then
mountains broke the curse.
And then Lincoln on Saturday, it's kids' night. Color wheel flooring, big wheel races. 410s, and then the Winged Super Sportsman. So a little bit different shows here for Lincoln to Port Royal a little bit. Like I said, Port Royal, they haven't had the 358 division there in a long time. And then the Winged Super Sportsman should be really fun at Lincoln with the 410s. So check those out this weekend if you are around. Did Lincoln reschedule the fan zone? Yeah.
For this weekend.
So there you go. The fan zone plus
it
it's
will
kids'
also
night.
be fan zone. Yep.
So good night there at Lincoln as well. Hopefully they get a little bit better luck here with the weather this weekend, and both these shows get in. All 3 of these, hopefully. And then obviously Kings Royal, obviously High Limit at Fremont right now. Tomorrow night is the Doty at Attica with the World of Outlaws, and then 4 straight days at Eldora. You got on Wednesday, you'll have the Double Down Duels it's a high limit race, $12,000 to win double features, and then on Thursday, $100,000 to win Joker's Jackpot, also a high limit race. This one also be simulcast on FS1, so it'll be on Flow, but it'll also be on cable, which is live, which is pretty cool deal. That's hopefully it's good exposure for the sport in general. Then Friday, $25,000 to win. Night before the on Friday, that's Outlaw sanctioned, and then obviously the Kings Royal on Saturday, $200,000 to win, also Outlaw sanctioned. So they're probably going to have about 70 cars, I would say. It could be more, probably maybe a little bit less. I don't know. Probably I would say between 65, 75. They're going to have a good turnout. Looks like some thunderstorms that they got to dodge, but if we know Eldora, they'll roll out hot laps at 2 a.m. if they have to get something in. So, going to be a very entertaining week. It's already been entertaining here watching Fremont tonight. It's been good racing. And then Attica's, I love Attica. I think that'll be a good race. And then Eldora. You know what I mean? This is a crown jewel event. Who's a favorite? Who's a dark horse? And who do you think might be a favorite to people that you think won't show up? So kind of 3 layers here for Kings Royal.
Favorite to win this thing?
Yeah.
I'm going to go Buddy Kofoid is going to be the favorite to win the Kings Royal. What's the second criteria?
A dark horse.
That's just not going to happen.
I'll give him some time. My favorite is Logan Schuchart. My dark horse would be Kofoid. He's not a favorite. He has to get it done there.
I'll go the other way. Logan Schuchart's my dark horse.
Yeah, I'm the opposite. Logan's won $1 million at this place. He's really good here every time he goes. Give me Logan as a favorite and Buddy as a dark horse. Dark horse because it's Eldora, not dark horse from recent performance.
Yep.
And I think I do the exact opposite. I put Buddy as a favorite because of recent performance, and Logan as a dark horse because of the history.
Fair. Wrong, but fair.
We'll see if it's right or wrong, but
what
was the third? Was there a third criteria?
The third one was like maybe somebody that people are expecting to be in that favorite conversation that maybe won't do as well.
Sheldon.
Sheldon's a good one. I had to go with Jay-Z here.
I'm going to go favorite. It's hard to go against gravel, but I'm going to go Rico Abreu. It just feels like this could be a year where Rico gets 1 or 2 crown jewels. He's just, that team is running really well. He's obviously not having a lot of great luck tonight, it didn't seem, but that car is fast. I think he's going to be right there. Dark horse, I'll go Aaron Reitzel. I think he'd be a dark horse, and then maybe one that might not perform as well as we think. I'm gonna go opposite of all of you, and I'm gonna go Logan Schuchart. But I'm hoping that I'm wrong on that one. To be honest, I think he can be. We know he's really, really good at Eldora, and that team's been better and better every week. So, and then, but I'm hoping I'm wrong on that. But I just think this is the first time where we're really getting all the best cars in the country together for a big event. It's going to be interesting to see. You're really getting full. You're getting full high limit, full outlaw, all those guys against each other. It's really the first time all season. I mean, you've seen spurts of it here and there, but we haven't had the full roster versus the full roster. Plus, you got Posse coming out. We got a bunch of our guys going out there. Chase Dietz, Danny Dietrich, Brock Zierfoss. Who else? I didn't look at the. I think there's a couple others, but we'll see. Excited for it. Hopefully the weather plays nice and everything goes smooth, especially on the Thursday night. I think the Thursday night is big for the sport. Hopefully that goes all nice and smooth and bring some viewers in and maybe get some new fans in.
So the dark horse one for me is man, it was hard to pick one.
Macri, I forgot. Thank you.
Yeah, the sixth. Christopher Bell and the Kreitz car is going right.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but he won't be able to run Kings Royal. He'll just run Wednesday and Thursday.
Thursday. So, the dark horse one is pretty wide. Like I look at a guy like a Zach Hampton. I don't know if he's a favorite to win $200,000, but Zach Hampton's, he gets around there pretty good. Cale Thomas probably has his 91 out this weekend, and he's really good at Eldora. Not sure if he has enough motor. He's talked about that here before about having enough motor to run, like if it's heavy for time trials. Macri's, we'll see, right? He has speed.
So that was going to be my next question. Who do you think is the highest finishing Posse member? Or who has the best?
Danny.
I'm kind of with you on that as well.
I'm going to go Macri.
I think it's close between him and Macri, but Danny's running really, really strong right now, and
everywhere.
Everywhere. He really impressed me at Knoxville this past week. That's a place that he doesn't normally run spectacular at, and he got a good top 10 and ran well all night. You know,
I'm gonna go
and Macri's been good. Maybe we're not respecting how good he's actually been because we've seen him be a little bit better at times, but he's competitive everywhere he goes for the most part. Now, is he competing for wins all the time? Not as much as we've seen in the past. So I think the gap between Danny and Macri is closer than ever. And, I wouldn't be surprised if Deeps is right there in the conversation. Brock's
He's starting to get some laps around that place, right? Like Brent Marks has won a Kings Royal.
Mm-hmm.
He's not posse technically now, but like you can't count out Brent Marks at Eldora. He loves that place. He's a former winner of the Kings Royal, and that year he won all of them, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like, Tyler Courtney has won at Eldora in everything. That dark horse category is gigantic to me.
Right.
The favorite category is small.
Probably you can
the
count
dark
them
horse
on one hand.
Yeah.
It's probably gravel. I would say Rico.
Brad Sweet there.
Brad Sweet. We could throw Buddy in there maybe. Donnie Schatz.
Come on. I'm not trying to disrespect him, but
yeah.
Come on. It's time trials for him. Time trials starts near the front. He's going to be a threat.
Yep.
Period. End of sentence. Here's my thing with the Danny Macri debate at Eldora. I think it's going to be track conditions specific.
Yeah.
I don't know which. I'm not going to say I know he'll be better at this on this, and that one will be better at that. But I think that there will be track conditions that suits one of them better than the other. Right. So I think it's an unknown. We'll see. I mean, making this field's big, right? We've talked about this before. Making this field is a big deal,
yeah.
And we've seen good race car drivers not make this race.
You've seen Brad Sweet
miss it a year ago. You can have favorites and still you have to have a lot of shit go right as a favorite. You got to put a whole night together, right? So it's hard to pick a favorite because it can make this race, just like Knoxville, can make a favorite look foolish, right? A prediction of a favorite, but I think you can take a lot of history to the bank on some of these guys at the top of the list.
Sure.
Just want to hit some.
I think Matthew Bird is replying to himself in our chat.
There's a fight breaking out. I saw the comment he was responding to.
Dark Horse King Tyler Walker, and then we did get a question. I think it was from Mandy asking what we think about the Bitcoin paint scheme on that car. It's a little wild. I don't hate it. I don't love it.
If they pay the bills,
but
not our problem.
Regardless, I'm just talking about the paint scheme itself. It's a little wild and crazy, and I'm a meme guy, so like I can appreciate it for sure, but it's a little crazy.
I appreciate meme cars or meme things when people recognize it. This doesn't seem like a meme car. This seems like an advertisement, which it is. It's an advertisement for them. We all look at it as meme because it's kind of a joke. You look at it and go, "What? We're not." It doesn't look very serious, but that company paid for it. They put what they wanted on that car. I don't think it's a meme car because that's their business is memes. So it's like meme car is sort of like poking fun at something. This is like their legitimate business, right? So like it's kind of a weird thing for me. It's a little cringy from the outside world, but like, listen, that's what they wanted. That's what they got. That's what they paid for. So I'm here for it.
Tyler said favorite David Gravel, Dark Horse, Danny Dietrich. Mandy said favorite Gravel or Kofoid, Dark Horse, any posse driver.
Yeah, we're not playing favorites, are we?
Yeah. Daniel Lee.
Sounds like little Mandy's playing favorites.
Marks and Short, the Eldora Millionaires.
Wait, what's Mandy gonna? Mandy, I want to know your honest thoughts if Macri wins the Kings Royal.
Oh no, there's gonna be so many F words.
I want to know.
Tyler Murray says Tyler Courtney's has had success at Eldora with the season he's been having. I count on him in as my dark horse for sure. This is one of those type of races where it could be a get right thing for some of these guys. Maybe for like a Schuhart, maybe for like a Tyler Courtney, where they maybe for a Brent Marks, where they go back to a place where they've won before, they've had success, and they keep that ball rolling them through the rest of the summer. It very much could be. We know
Tyler Courtney. Yeah, sorry.
We know this starts basically your
month
month and a half of money, or whatever you want to call it. This really kicks off the last half of the season where it's all big races, it's all big money, and that's when the cream rises to the top. That's when you start seeing guys like Rico and Brad, even Brent Marks, David Gravel, obviously, Donnie Schatz. That's why I kind of brought him up. Like, you start to see them up their level a little bit.
Right, like you said, this is all the big teams. This is what they save their lunch money for. Starting here, you go from here. Summer Nationals more or less flow right into Knoxville. You come out of Knoxville, you're headed to Tusky 50 or to Skagit Nationals, whichever one. Right to National Open. Yeah. If you have anything in the chamber, this is where you start unloading it.
I don't think I saw Mandy say anything. Tyler says, I know you'll laugh when I say this name as a dark horse too, but don't count out Chris Wyndham at Eldora. He's had a lot of success there at the foreground. Man, he's been super impressive. He had another impressive run with this past weekend.
What year did Jason Sides win the Kings Royal? That's a while ago.
Yeah, it's a long time ago.
2008.
Yeah.
All right, that's a good connection. Matthew, if Macri wins this, we're all going to be blowing up Facebook. And the Williams Grove and Lincoln and Port. Burn it down. With all due respect to Mandy.
Randy Kopp, support Mama's Pizza in Wellsville. Ron does a lot for racing. Randy Kopp does a lot for T2T. I don't know if he wants us to say it publicly.
Yet,
but
eat your pretzel bullies, boys and girls.
Support Mama's Pizza, and Randy Kopp is the man. That's for sure. That's really kind of it for this week. We'll go into Drink It, Dump It, and then we'll get everybody over to watch High Limit here on this Monday night. Long week of racing. Drink It, Dump It. I'm gonna go first. I'm gonna drink it to. I'll drink it to Billy for winning, and I'm gonna dump it, like I said already, to Jordan Givler having a great run that night. That team should be extremely happy with their performance. It just sucks with 2 laps to go to get a top 5 taken away because some freak thing that happened. It's my drink it and dump it.
Jay-Z, you're next.
Troy Wagaman, big win on another $10,000 plus win on the season. He's now won at Williams Grove. He's won at Lincoln Speedway. He's won at Port Royal Speedway. This season, win number 4 on the year. J&S Classic race. He's won the Steve Smith Tribute race. These are guys I know he grew up watching. With the J&S Classics car, Jim and Sandy Klein and all their stuff, and Steve Smith and Stevie. Man, couldn't be happier for him and that whole team, and Ben and all those. They're just a hell of a group to be around and talk to each week. So drink it to those guys, and I'm going to dump it to Whittle. I mean, Justin, same thing, right? Like Givler, top 5. It's a momentum, confidence builder for that team, and they needed something in the worst way there, and Jordan did a hell of a job, and they earned that shot at the top 5, and it got taken from him. And Justin lost $10,000 race on a tire with 1 to go, and that's Port Royal. I got to be honest, we've seen that a lot of Port Royal.
Macri's done it. Wagner's done it.
Yeah,
it's tough.
And I don't know, racing. And I'll say this, and I just observing, been a lot of cut tires at Port Royal last couple of weeks. Brent Marks, Austin Bishop, Justin Whittle, all cut tires the last 2 410 races I've watched there.
This one felt different. Felt more like an explosion, like the old school. Just like
he got squirrely out of 4. I don't know if that's when it started going down, but then it exploded in turn 1. You see that sometimes too at Port Royal too when they're running the fence. You know what I mean? That's the risk that you take, because you bang that enough, it's gonna
cut the sidewall, something like that.
Yeah.
So it used to be with the Macris and Wagners.
Right.
But starting 20. Wait. They're starting 29 cars in this feature at Fremont.
I just saw that. That was.
They couldn't even get through a heat race.
So I'm gonna hurry up to get through that. I want to drink it to anyone who's reached out for the Vertical for Life sticker program. That is amazing. Those stickers right there. Paulus Signs and Graphics did that for us, and we love Brad Weatherby and Vertical for Life. Anyone's reached out or even taken these things from us, that's amazing. So I'm going to drink it to you guys. I'm going to dump it to the fact that I worked all weekend, so I couldn't go watch Billy Dietrich win in person. But thanks to Jimmy, I got to see it guerrilla style.
Tried to give you guys the best I could there. Just at least keep you guys updated. If you're in our Discord, I was trying to keep you guys updated throughout the night on what was going on.
I watched it through Jimmy's phone, boys.
Sounds racist. What's wrong with you?
Okay, well now you made it racist.
Tyler Koenig, who's going to Port on Saturday for the 358 return? I'll be there. I'll be there. I most likely will be there. Yes.
Tyler is Capetta gonna go there.
Oh, obviously, I think that would mean he's going there.
He's going there regardless. I just want to know if the Apple car is going to be there.
True.
Randy Kopp, drink it to Troy Wagaman, dump it to Lincoln in the rain, and also dump it to Hoosier for raising their damn tire prices again. I had heard that would go up by another $20.
That was a whole argument today.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah, we were there that night, Jimmy.
Yep, Jay Steeps blew one in the Zemco car leading the Coffin last year. Heartbreak. Yeah.
We were there, Jimmy, when that shit went down.
Ashley will be there, so I think they're going to get a pretty strong.
If that Apple car wins at Port, I'm going to burn my work down and then drive to Port and burn that place down. I'm kidding. Don't call security.
Mandy says, drink it. Billy Dietrich and Troy Wagaman for wins and great interviews. Lucas Wolf P3 at Clinton County. Brian Brown getting Knoxville win number 69. Nice. Ryan Timms doing Ryan Timms things and winning at Huset's. Dump at the Justin Whittles tire, rain and tornadoes, canceling some of the World of Outlaw high limit races in Lincoln. Cars breaking, wrecking, having issues, Givler, DeWeese, etc.
Brian Brown, 69th win, and I think he started 69th in that feature.
Yeah,
from
really.
What it sounded like.
Yeah, I heard he did start 69.
Jesus.
So what a way to flip it around, right?
Ashley will be at Port this Saturday and next Saturday at BAPS.
Wait, if Ashley wins at Port, there will be an epic wing dance done by Tyler? Will Tyler do the wing dance?
If Tyler's not doing the wing dance, then I don't want it.
No. Ashley can do it if it's going to happen, but Tyler needs to do it too. I want to see Tyler do a wing dance.
I don't think I do. For the
with
wing
no shirt
thing.
on, by the way.
Oh, I'm in now. Fuck it.
Tyler shirtless wing dance.
I'm now in.
Yes.
I am back in.
All right, guys. Thanks everybody so much for tuning in tonight. That's it. Tyler said he'll do the wing dance. All right.
Shirtless, Tyler. Do not forget that key detail.
High limit feature is about to roll off. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Thank you, Billy and Troy, for joining us tonight, talking about their wins. Congratulations to them. Hopefully more on the way. And we'll see you guys next week.